I talked about this before, and I want to talk about it again because when I shared this video, I there was a lot of interesting responses that I got from it. Uh, let me go to here. So, in one of my last few videos, I was talking about Scream character Sarah Carpenter, played by Melissa Barrera, great actress, great character. Now, could Sam Carpenter be a villain in the future? That was the name of one of my videos. And I shared that over a couple group pages on Facebook that were dedicated to Scream fans. Now, right here, I put it on one page, and here's what I have 6 comments on here, and they all are basically saying no. This one says no. Girl shaking her head in the GIF. No, no. This one says no, stop. No, stop. This person says, no, she is a badass final girl, just like the girl in You're Next. I actually didn't see the movie You're Next, so I'm not sure who that is. But I mean, I guess I'll maybe kind of take their word for it. I mean, I'm sure there was a final girl there. Not really sure how that works, but I'm going to have to check that out. I digress a little bit. One comment here says, no, she is perfectly suited at being the final girl that feels different from Sydney. Sydney was perfectly suited as the final girl of the mid-90s to the early 2010s. The evolution of that character as she grew stronger, braver amongst all the torment she had gone through. Sam, on the other hand, is the epitome of the modern day final girl, where the killers become more intense, more brutal, and it's not enough for the final girl to merely defend and survive the killer. There has to be a ferocity in that as well. Doesn't mean she has to become a killer. After years of this franchise, fans have become jaded and complacent with a single shot to the head. It has to evolve, and that's how you get the Sam Carpenter Jack Hammer stab. I feel that there definitely is a similarity between Sydney and Sam. And I mean, they're both very brave, very courageous, very strong, their head on their shoulders, protective of their people. And I mean, they're just on it. And they've been amazing when it comes to survival and how to strategize and how to beat the villain. They've both done really amazing when it comes to that. Nev Campbell and Melissa Barrera have done an amazing job at acting as well. Hopefully Sydney makes an appearance in the next Scream movie, if there's going to be another Scream movie. Fingers crossed. I'm really hoping for it. I mean, I'll watch Scream all the way up to 50 if I'm 50, 60, 70. I'm Scream fan for life. So I shared that video on another group page, Scream fans 100%. 100% Scream fans is what it's called. Could Sam Carpenter be a villain in the future? That was the question. Now, here's what these people are saying. I could definitely see this. Absolutely, I'm counting on it. It will be a dark twist. Probably yes, but I don't want to see that happen. I kind of lean towards that opinion. I hope not. I love her as a protagonist. If they destroyed her hero character, then I hate Scream and don't want to watch the next movies. Yeah, we don't want to do that because we don't want to lose any fans. We want to keep the fan base going. We want to grow more fans because we love the Scream franchise. This one says it'll completely destroy her character. It could happen. She is already seeing her father. She definitely has it in her. With the last kill in Scream 6 showed, she can go either way. You know what? So that's what Jenny had said. I think that's a good point because when she was... so when she killed Richie's family in Scream 6, I'll tell you this. There was a scene when she was doing the repeated stabbing. There's a part of me that thought, there's a part of her that seems like she's kind of enjoying it. But at the same time, I think she was just so built up with all this rage and all this frustration and all this distress and whatnot. And she just had to let it out. And, you know, just after what they did, you know, I mean, it was a father with his son and his daughter, and they were the younger siblings of Richie, who was one of the killers from the 5th film. So they came back to get their revenge on the person who killed Richie, which is Sam. And I just think that her killing them, she killed 2 of them. Tara killed 1 of them. There was mixed emotion going on right there. I'll tell you that right now. I don't blame her either way. One person says, I want her to go straight psycho. I feel the seeds keep being planted for that to happen. I talk about it in several videos on my channel. Brandon Lee Tingen. Okay, I'm gonna have to check out your channel. You know, I like to talk about movies and shows on my channel too, so we'll connect. Her character definitely is one that you could see it as possible, but I do find it unlikely if I'm honest. I agree, but she keeps fighting it, so maybe not the next one, but if it keeps going, I could see her snap. Now that might be a good point right there. So let's say hypothetically, let's say they do 10 Scream movies. Okay, they just finished the 6th. So she'll be good in the 7th and 8th and 9th movies. And in that 10th movie, she could snap and then embrace, like really grab onto like her father's side, which is the bad side pretty much, because her father, Billy Loomis, who was the killer in the first movie, I can, that might be possible. And let's just say with the way they're doing a lot of shows and movies these days, they're really great at doing a lot of twists and turns and giving us a bunch of shocks and surprises. I mean, they did this with One of Us is Lying. They did this with The Endgame. They did this with Scream, the show. They did it with The Following. I mean, there's many shows I can give. There's many examples I can give. Here's what some others say. One person says, I think they will set the next one up to look like she's committing the murders and it'll be someone close to her that's framing her. I think Tara. What would be scary is if Tara, who's played by Jenna Ortega, orchestrated this whole thing and everyone was in on it except Sam because the whole plan was to make her go down for everything. Her sister and all her friends were crazy the whole entire time. That would bug me out. That is a wild, crazy idea for that. And again, I'm not saying that it's not good. I'm not saying that it's not possible. But I don't want to see that happen. That would defeat the entire purpose of all of them. Because let's say they all turn against her and they all turn out to be bad. So now they're all villains and killers. So now that means they all have to die or go to jail. That would include Chad, Mindy, her own sister, Tara, and whoever else would be in that group. So they all go away. And then if Tara's part of it, and I really hope that this doesn't happen. I really hope it doesn't happen. She could go to jail or she could die, and then that would leave Sam. Okay, if that is the precedent, if that's the premise for Scream 7, if there's a Scream 7, then what would happen in Scream 8? Now, so they have to keep coming up with ideas of how we're going to do. Listen, I don't want to see that happen. To the person who made that comment, I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I just hope that it's very unlikely because we do want to see Sam and Tara in quite a few other movies. I think they make an amazing sister team. Okay, I mean those two are like it's like Katana and Jade. It's like they're really close, and they make a good team even though they argue and fight all the time. But they learn to get past it eventually when they're faced with a bigger threat. So they know that they're there for each other when the chips are down, and they're there to look out for each other. As with the other two, the core four. With Mindy being played by Jasmine Savoy, and was it Chad? He's played by Mason Gooding, I believe. Yes. So this person here says, to be honest, I don't like Sam. She's not an interesting character. I mean, an opinion is an opinion. I mean, I think she happens to be an interesting character. I can understand the argument that she is probably a little bit overprotective. But, I mean, that's what you get with older siblings. I mean, she's the older sister, so of course she's going to feel that way, and of course she's going to be that way. That's how they're going to make her character out to be. I really don't want to see Tara set Sam up, and I don't want to see Sam set Tara up. I just think that would be bad. I mean, for the story and for the franchise, because I have no idea what they would do after that. We still don't know if Neve Campbell is going to return if they do another Scream, and we don't even know for sure that there will be another Scream. But I'm hoping and praying for it. Now, but again, so these are the responses that I've gotten from that video, and this is what a lot of the fans are saying and what they think. So, I mean, the question is, what do you think? Like, here's two separate questions. One, do you feel that the writers should make her a villain and a killer just because her father, Billy Loomis, was a brutal serial killer? And the second question is, regardless of what you feel about that, whether you think they should do it or not, do you believe that they're going to do it? How likely is it that the writers of Scream are going to take it in that direction? Now, here's my answer, my personal answer to both those questions. The first question, do I feel that they should do that? The answer is not really. There's a reason why my answer is that. I'm leaning towards no, but again, the one person who said, well, she could snap by the 9th or 10th movie, I can see that, but even with that, they would have to be really careful. I would say no, I don't want them to do that. I want her to remain one of the heroes of the movie. Her, the rest of the core four, Sydney, Dewey, even though he got killed in the 5th one, and Gale Weathers. I want her to stay in that zone, in the hero zone. And 2, what is the likelihood that they'll do that? At this point, now that they put that out there, I think it's a half and half. The other question is this. If the writers decide to take it in that path, the question is, why are they doing it? Are they doing it because they feel like they want to, because they feel that it's the right path to go because of how she embraced her father's criminality, or because of she emphasized and acknowledged that her father was a serial killer? Do you think that do you think they're doing it because the fans have talked about it so much that the writers got a light bulb and said, you know what? We could make her a villain. I mean, so what do you personally think? I mean, that's my answer to that. The likelihood of them doing that at this point, a lot of shows and movies have just gone they've done a lot of twists and turns, and there's been so many surprises. And a lot of shows and movies these days are getting a lot more and more unpredictable. I think it's a half and half chance. There's no telling what they could do with her character. But let's just enjoy her for a little bit while longer. Let's just enjoy her while she's here now. We have no idea what they're going to do to her. So I say, to all those actors and actresses that I listed, congratulations on another successful film. Thank you to Jason Blum thank you to Paramount Pictures for bringing us another amazing movie, Matt Bettinelli. And again, to all my Scream fans, thank you for watching this video. And thank you for watching my other videos. Check out the other videos if you haven't seen them. Subscribe to this channel. I will be talking about Scream a lot more often in this channel. Pretty soon I'm going to give my review of the TV show Scream that's on Netflix. It has 3 seasons, 30 episodes total. The first 2 seasons are its own story. The 3rd season is a different story. And I will be talking about other shows and movies in the future. So do me a favor, like and subscribe, comment, give me your honest thoughts. What's going to happen with Sam Carpenter in the future? And will there be a Scream 7? And if so, when will that be released? I hope it's going to be released by 2024. If they don't do that, hopefully by 2025. But I'll save that for another video. Thank you for watching this. What's going to happen to her? Stay tuned.